Just to see the crowds of people there and boats. Then we'll be exploring the city on our own. So this is what it looks like here. Venice is a top destination where most of us would want to visit at least once in our lifetime. It is said to be one of the places struggling with over-tourism. They have now introduced visitors tax, €5 per person at the moment, and it is payable on certain days. This city has an interesting history and offers visitors quite a unique experience. There is no road or rail traffic in the main part of Venice. Everything stops outside the terminals and it is accessible by boat. So we have arrived in Venice on a day tour, and as you can see, I got my bag at the front. We have been advised to in Venice. So this is stepping into Venice. Welcome to Venice. In Venice, we are starting with a 45 minutes organized tour. So we got headphones and listening device for a guided tour. A guided walking tour can be a great way to get some information about the place, meeting new people, interact with others, and if you are a solo traveler, it can be a great way to make friends. And this is called, is it a gondola? Gondola. Different prices to pay for a gondola ride depending on various factors, including the services offered and the duration of the ride. Private bookings about €80, 30-minute ride. And if booking as part of a group via your tour guide can be €25 per person. If you don't want to pay all that, it's equally fascinating just to watch the others duck in and out of the bridges as you move along the canals. As there is no road traffic here, taxi is by boat and ambulance is by boat. All the goods are transported in and out by truck boats or on the ferry. St. Mark's Square has a lot of things to see, including these buildings with fascinating architecture. Visitors tend to hang around here a bit longer. It is usually overcrowded. Each year, millions of tourists visit Venice to see for themselves its world-famous beauty. Many visitors are attracted by the Grand Canal and St. Mark's Square. A bit of advice when you are in Venice: be aware of pickpockets, keep your bag secure, and it's helpful to keep them in front of you. You will notice that in the main tourist area, there are no trees, no parks, no benches to sit. It's quite a unique area and it can be very, very hot. If you want somewhere to sit and rest, you go into a restaurant, pay for a drink, meal or snack, and then you sit and rest. away from the sun. And before you leave the restaurant or cafe, make sure to use the free toilet facilities, as these are usually clean. Public toilets available in Venice, they have to pay anything from €1 to €1.50. Finding somewhere nice and shady and cool to sit like here is like a bonus in this city. So this is somewhere. If you are lucky, you may find some little spots outside of buildings where you can sit and rest and eat your food and drink. So I came prepared. Food is expensive here in Venice. So I did my research and I bought some packed lunch, and so we stopped here for drinks. It's within St. Marcos Square. I think you need to check the menu before you walk in, because the prices that I can see here, they are unaffordable. I think I'll just have a drink, which is like Coca-Cola, $4.50. Americano is $8.50. Yeah, it's within St. Mark's Square and places nearby, you could pay as much as €12 for an espresso. As you move further from St. Mark's Square, food and drink prices start to drop up to as much as 15%. Something important that I have learned during my time here in Italy is you can always go into a church for prayer, to have a look around, reflect, sit, rest, and usually the temperatures are nice and cool. Right here, you get a nice view. When exploring the city, look out for some good panoramic spots where you can stop for pictures. Away from the busy main square, you can still find some quieter places here, quieter streets where you get restaurants, shops, toilets, and you can still find your way back. You can see a very old building, and it's really nice and shady and very cool, and it will lead you one square into the other. Follow the signs up there to get to St. Marcos Square. And it's important to stay within the main area. Once you venture too far, it may be quite tricky to find your way back. I'm always on a budget when traveling, so always be looking out for a supermarket. In Venice, I did not see one, but happy to have discovered this market. You can come here to the market for spices, fruits, vegetables in this whole huge area. There is at least 400 souvenir shops, little umbrellas, a whole lot of masks here, a lot of hats. Going on that boat for 1 hour cruise along here, seeing the sights and paying for. Group excursion by boat is a great way for more exploration, discovering interesting places, taking in the panoramic views. You get very interesting information from the tour guide as you drift along. There was an art festival ongoing with artists from the whole world exhibiting their work. You get to ride past some beautiful islands with vegetation, trees, and beautiful houses. The top one for me was riding past this most expensive hotel here in Venice. The rooms here cost thousands of euros per night. This is for the rich and famous, and not for the ordinary traveler. We've been told that this island here is dedicated to teenagers. This is where they bring their first boats given to them by their parents as presents, and they party, relax. This is somewhere for them to hang around. There are some famous hotels in Venice, main tourist area. I think most people tend to travel to Venice as a day trip rather than spending a night in Venice. The city wouldn't cope with such large crowds. A day trip is a good way of helping out reducing over-tourism and giving the chance so that others can visit tomorrow. There's so much going on. I think it's a place you'd just want to visit, experience for a day, and not to spend your entire holiday here. It's time to leave Venice the same way we arrived on the boat, back to the coach, and I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. What a way to finish the day trip here in Venice. So we're getting off where we change over to the bus. Our bus should be there. These market stores outside of Venice at the terminals seem to be a lot cheaper and a perfect place to grab a souvenir or a gift at the end of the day.